Hi, this is Dominic from Paphos Life, and today's film is a beta run of our definitive guide to the hotels on the hotel strip and Kato Paphos 2025. So here's the map. We're going to start off by going down the hotel strip to the Triangle, then up and down to the Roundabout, then down Poseidonos Avenue to the Seafront, and then we're going to come back through Kato Paphos onto the Dual Carriageway via Bar Street, and then we're going to finish up by going to the Lighthouse Beach via Elysium, etc. So we're starting off at Riccos Beach Bar, just coming up, and they're doing some building a better car park on the right, in case you're wondering what that is. Now in the 2025 version, because I'm using the anamorphic lens, I don't want to do any off-roading on it, so I'm not going to be going down to the bit that shows you St. Nicholas Chapel and Paphos Beach, but I will mention them when we pass. Also, I'm not going to give you the full details about every hotel that we pass, whether they're 4 or 5 star, all-inclusive, etc. and all that, because, well, there's no point. I'm going to do that in the definitive guide. If you want links, etc. to the various hotels now, and you can't wait for the definitive guide, because it's going to be a few weeks yet, as you will soon find out why, then go to our 2024 version, which is much the same, but just misses out a few hotels, hence the 2025 version. Anyway, I'll put a link up to that now, but we're back on track. I did actually film this with a friend, Tony, in the car, but unfortunately the sound didn't come out, so it's just me, I'm afraid. But that's quite handy, because it means I can list off the hotels as we go down there. You will hear Tony in the film. I think it's going to come out Sunday evening, when we had a look at the shrine caves in Yoskipu. But anyway, we're coming up to, first of all, the Louis Faithon Hotel, and we also passed, as well as Riccos Beach Bar, there was Avanti Beach Bar on the other side of the Luna Park. Now the road here isn't very good at the moment, because they're in the process of laying a pipe, and there are traffic lights further up, and that is why I'm not going to do the definitive guide yet, because there's no point. I'd rather than finish that first. But just up here on the left is where we're turning to go and see St. Nicholas Chapel is. Just through there. Well, that car is trying to come out, in fact. And then you have the Pioneer Beach Hotel, closely followed by Asamina Suites. And on the Roundabout, which is just coming up, is the Aquamarine Hotel. Go around here, and after the Aquamarine Hotel you'll have, unsurprisingly, the Evie Marie Hotel. And I do, in the previous films, I've driven down there just to show you the coast bit there, but that's quite bumpy and off-road, so I'm not doing that in this version. But then you have the Cypria Bay Hotel, and on the other side of the Cypria Bay Hotel is the Paphos 2 Beach. And then you have the Cypria Maris Beach Hotel, and on the right you have the Elysium Resort. After the Cypria Maris, you will get the Louis Ledra Beach Hotel. There it is, going past. And then we get probably the biggest hotel on the strip, the Athena Beach Hotel. Which is quite, I mean, I seem to remember there being about 500 odd beds there, but I could be wrong, don't quote me on that. And after the Athena Beach Hotel, though, just nestled into it, is the Athena Royal Beach Hotel. Now you can see here where we haven't get diverted because of the pipe laying that they're doing, and there are traffic lights, and obviously I don't want to do the definitive guide when there are still traffic lights. If they're still there in June, then I'll film it anyway, because otherwise there's no point having one. But nobody likes films like this where you just sat in a traffic jam. So I'll give them a couple more weeks. I suppose it doesn't really matter if I filmed it in June or July anyway, really, because the 2025 definitive guide is really for people coming on holiday in 2026. Anyway, you've also got the Louis Imperial Beach Hotel on the left and Paphos Beach just down. Actually, I was turning for Louis Imperial there. And then you have Paphos Beach turning just up here. On the right, we have Avanti Holiday Village. And there's Paphos Beach turning there. And next to Paphos Beach is, on the other side, is the Olympic Lagoon Resort. We're now on the triangle. After the Olympic Lagoon Resort, you have Suite 48 and the Amphora Resort. Now we're going to go round the triangle, and there are lots of nice restaurants on the triangle, should be said, and up to the roundabout and back. The reason we're doing this is because then we can also show you the Avanti Hotel and the Veronica Hotel, which are just up here on the right. We'll get to them in a minute. But you can see there's lots of restaurants here on both sides of the road. Do check them out if you're in the area. There's the Avanti Hotel on the right. And soon we'll be coming up to the Veronica Hotel. There we are. I'm going to go up to the roundabout and back. It's been a funny day and yesterday for our family. One of our cats died night before last, but we didn't find him till yesterday after lunch because we've been looking, and he was eventually found in a field and he was dead, and we took him to the vet anyway to find out what happened. He hadn't been poisoned or anything, which is good, but the vet reckoned he'd been hit by a car and had just stumbled into this field in a confused state and just died there. But at least he died looking at the sky near his house, and we were able to find his body and give him a proper burial. But this film's dedicated to Mark anyway, because we're all going to miss him. But as Freddie said, the show must go on. So here we are, coming back down towards the triangle. And again, you got the Olympic Lagoon Resort ahead of us, and we're going to be turning right onto Poseidonos Avenue. To be quite honest, Poseidonos Avenue might be the name of the road on the left as well, but I've always called it a hotel strip. So once again, there's the Amphora Resort on the left there. And then we're going to be coming up to the Avanti Beach Bar on the left, and Soda Beach. And you've got the big towers on the right. Well, not that big, but they're building a second one. And they're apartments, basically. It's not a hotel. But the next hotel up is the Avanti Hotel, which is for couples only, on the left there. Very nice. And there's an abandoned Alo Hotel on the right. I'm not sure what's happening with that. But after the Avanti, you get Alexander the Great Hotel. And behind that is Rysudia B Beach. Here's the Alexander the Great. Look for the horse. There he goes. Well, it's not just the horse, there's Alexander on top of it. But to be quite honest, the horse is more noticeable. And again, there are lots more restaurants around here as well. Don't think you just have to go onto the seafront of a harbour. There are more places to wet your whistle, so to speak. More apartments going up on the right there. And now we're coming up to the Elmira Hotel on the left, and Poseidonos Avenue water feature on the right, which is lovely, especially at night. And then you've got the Annabelle Hotel, and also Elysium Beach behind the Annabelle Hotel on the left. we're coming down to the seafront now. You've got Pinguino's on the right, and behind that you've got Dionysus Central Hotel. And in the background you may be able to hear some swallows squabbling, because they're all there's two pairs trying to fight over one nest, so it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. Anyway, you've got municipal baths down here, and there's also beyond that on the seafront, which is pedestrianised, is Bithynia Hotel Apartments, which are very popular. But we're following the road because you have to. And then the next one will be coming up once we turn left here. On the right will be the M Boutique Hotel. And if you're staying in the hotel and you're only bed and breakfast or half board and you want to get essentials and stuff like this, there's a Papantonio's supermarket down here on the left. Just coming up to it on the left. And on the right is Basilica Holiday Resort. Now, if you get here later in the year, Papantonio's might be rebranded Sclavenitis. It's due to happen. Well, it was due to happen a while ago. They're still getting there. This, after all, as they say, is Cyprus. Now, we're going to show you the seafront. There's no hotels down here, but you like it, and it's handier for when you've got a definitive guide of all the hotels that I can fit into this film, that you know where the various key features are, like the seafront and harbour. So I'm showing you that here as well. Because also down here is the entrance to the archaeological park, which should be top of your list of things to do, definitely. And you can also get tours from here. I'll stick a link in the text right at the top for Viator, because for the next week or so you can get 10% of any tour you book, and you can book like in advance as well and stuff like that. So check out that site and the link, and it lists loads, hundreds basically, of tours going from Paphos and all sorts, going to Blue Lagoon, up to Jeep buggy tours, up to the Troodos, wine tasting, all sorts of things. Have a look on there. And we're coming back now, and this is what the seafront looks from the other side. This is where I normally fly my drone from, if you're that interested. And that's the other side of the pedestrian bit over there. Now, there aren't so many hotels from here on into this, which gives me a bit of a breather. But what else can I tell you about holidaying in Paphos? If you go onto our website, paphoslife.com, look in the directory and in the car section, and there's a whole list of car rental places that have been recommended by people on Paphos Chats, our Facebook group, and on our main forum, which is quite venerable now because it's an old PHP BB forum on our main Paphos Life website. But the directory there, and there's a list of a load of our car rental firms which have all been recommended. There's other things on there as well for holidaymakers. There's a list of all the beaches that you can find in the beaches directory, list of hotels for standard and luxury, etc., etc. So check out the business directory on the main Paphos Life website. Right, we're going through Kato Paphos now. You've got St. Paul's Pillar area on the right, and soon we'll be coming up to the Sophiana Resort. Just up here, and the start of Bar Street. I also recommend Ace's Bar just on the corner there. I haven't actually drunk in there, but it looked very friendly and inviting when I was there taking photographs a couple of weeks ago. I do intend going up there with my walkie-talkie film camera to see if I can collar the landlord, because he seemed like an interesting Cypriot Australian bloke. Anyway, we're on Bar Street now, and the start of it isn't that salubrious, but the middle bit is where most of the action is. It starts off restaurants, and then you have more of a club area. And there's a nice little chapel here, just there on the left. And you have, God, the mind's gone blank. Flares on the left, and boogies on the right, which are always open, and there's Bubbles, which I think opens in the summertime. Don't know about Notorious. Not sure the opening times of Marika and Me. And after that, it's a bit desolate for a short while, where you get the old Lineker's Bar and Felix the Cat, wrong cat, Felix the Cat, which is now at the Triangle. And then it gets better again. You've got the Keg and Barrel up here. We're back at the water feature there on the right, and you've got T&J's Fish and Chip Shop straight in front of you. Now if you go left here where we are going, if you take that right there, there's some more parking spaces there, down there, but also on the left there's loads of parking. If you like our films, subscribe to our channel. That's not a request, it's an order. And click on the notification bell if you can find it. Good luck. I never can. If you want to help us out financially, go to our Buy Me a Coffee page at buymeacoffee.com/Paphos Life. All coffees are very gratefully received, and if you want to get something back in return, why not go to our new shop on Zazzle, zazzle.com, store Paphos Life/collection. There will be a link in the text, don't worry. And there's it's a better, what's the word I'm looking for? Merchandise shop than the previous one. You can get more variety of goods, and we're adding to it. And let us know if there's stuff on there which you quite fancy the idea of, but is not yet on there. My wife Alex handles that. So now we're going to be turning right onto the Dual Carriageway, because someone had said, can you feature King Jason Fate? Oh, we missed out the Avanti Hotel, by the way. I plonked the marketing bit on there and I completely forgot about it. So just after T&J Fish and Chip Shop will be the Avanti Hotel on the official version of this film. Definitive is the word I was looking for. But now we're on the Dual Carriageway, and we're going to be coming up to the King Jason Hotel in Paphos. It's up here somewhere on the right. Because apparently a lot of people stay there and are wondering where it is in relation to everything else. So if you are staying there and you want to get to Kato Paphos on the seafront, there are numerous, basically you need to head across the Dual Carriageway on the crossing we just passed, and there'll be numerous paths and roads taking you in that direction. If you are unsure, just follow this road via the path and turn left just in front of the church, walk down there, turn left and see the sign for the post office, I think it is, and just go down there, and then you'll be back in that green where the Sophiana Resort was. Obviously I can't show you that in a driving film. I could do a walkie-talkie for that, I suppose, at some point. If you'd like to see a walkie-talkie film from King Jason to the seafront, and enough people say, yes, I would, that would be really interesting, then let me know, okay, and I'll do one. Because I'm looking, now that I'm feeling better, I'm looking for more things to film walkie-talkie wise. Now, on the left, you have the Paphos Walkway, which links to two archaeological sites, the Paphos one, the Archaeological Park, and Fabrica Hill, which is just free for anyone to wander about. That's what the hill on the left is called. And on the right, you have King's Avenue Mall Roundabout, closely followed by King's Avenue Mall. Now, there's a coincidence. And after the mall, in a short while, before the bus station on the right, you will have another couple of places, Damon Hill Apartments and King's Hotel. Those swallows are really going at it. I'll show you where they are in a minute though. Not the swallows, the two hotels I just listed. And there are quite a few restaurants and takeaways along this road as well. That's one of my forthcoming destinations for my walkie-talkie films. Right, I think it's the next set of traffic lights. Yeah, you've got Damon Hill Apartments and King's Hotel are on the right. And if you go left there, you can get to Lighthouse Beach. But we're going to go up here. There's more restaurants here. There's a tea for two there. It's quite a popular restaurant area, this is. you've heard of Fat Mamas, that's just up here on the left. There it is. And we're going to be turning left here at the Duomo turning, which is a very nice Italian restaurant. Just next to Sunseekers. There you are, Duomo. Right, you've got Kissos Hotel on the left. And on the right you've got the Elysium Hotel, which is absolutely lovely. Now they're building a new hotel. I'm not sure whether they're still actively building it or whether they're waiting for the closed season again to carry on. Just there. That's going to be the Paphos Beach Hotel, I believe. It's by the saying the people building it are the people who own Paphos Beach Tourist Village anyway, which is what you can just about see on the right here. So now you know where that is. And the rest of the building work you can see here is mainly private villas. You will see something which is one of the things I love about Paphos though in a minute, is that in amongst all of this you're going to come across a little goat farm, which is not what you'd expect to find. But so if you're driving down here or walking and then you bump into a few goats, don't be surprised. Now you can see them on the left there. And you'll find that in Paphos, that you might find a little farm in the middle of the city, just one or two turnings away from the main drag. And we turn right here. So, as I said, this is the beta version of my definitive guide of the hotels in Paphos, Hotel Strip and Kato, sorry, not Paphos, in Hotel Strip and Kato Paphos. I can't do a single film on all the hotels in Paphos, it would just take forever. But I thought I'd do this area. I could do one for Paphos to Coral Bay as well, because there are a number along the way of that route. But as I said, I'll keep the definitive AAA version till they finish doing that pipe work, if that happens before June. Otherwise I just have to say, okay, I'll film it anyway. But we're going to come to the Lighthouse Beach car park now. You can see the lighthouse there. I thoroughly recommend the BLTs you get from the kiosk here, very good indeed. But I will see you in the next film, and take care and cuddle your cats.